you impressed by his performance overall?
I was blown away. And let me tell you why. Athletically, he clearly was not the same, right? The guy we saw in college athletically had an explosiveness I didn't see yesterday. Pirtle blocks his shot, though he gets the rebound, he puts it back in. But that wasn't Zion Williamson. So then the question is, what do you do when that happens? What do you do when they pack the paint and they dare you to shoot? Like, what do you go into the teeth of the defense when you're really clearly not physically all the way back to prove to guys like Stephen A. Smith that you can? Or do you take what the defense gives you? Do you understand the patience and wisdom of a 20-year-old with that kind of ability and hype to play the kind of game he did?
Preach, Max.
Not just that he's a willing passer. He has that LeBron James snap across the court type passing ability, and he's a willing passer. And he has a high basketball IQ. How about the fact that, you want to dare me to shoot? Okay, let me tell you what 4 threes in the fourth quarter of a close game means. It means more than anything. You're calm under pressure. I don't even think it's about the repetition and shooting. I think the moment's not too big for him. He's calm under, you're going to give me the shot? He didn't rush it, gathered himself, shot the ball. 17 points in 18 minutes. Sorry, 22 points altogether, but that's 17 consecutive points. When he came out of the game, it was a one-score game. If he stays in, I think they win the game. That was an awesome debut by Zion Williams.
You know, I heard Jay Williams was looking for me. I heard Jay Williams was looking for me.
I've been trying to find you, brother.
Well, listen, I had a few doctor's appointments. I had to make sure I kept myself healthy. I mean, I wasn't hiding from you. I was just trying to be well, so I could come to work every day, ready to roll. I heard you were looking for me. What you looking for me for, bro? I mean, because let me be very, very clear. He's all right. Yes, I mean, he's all right. Listen, let me explain.
I'm not even saying anything.
Zion Williamson is going to be a superstar. We all know this. This is what we believe. And I'm not sitting up there saying that he had a bad night or anything like that. That's not where we were going. I heard Jay was looking for me. What do you mean he was good? He wasn't great? Are you crazy? Max, you actually explained why. You got people sitting out there letting him shoot his set shots and what have you because you want to keep that mammoth of a young man outside of the paint. I get all of that. I wasn't looking for that from Zion. It's nice to see, but as far as I'm concerned, damn it, the way the Spurs looked like they were playing defense sometimes, it was almost like he was at practice, just shooting set shots until he got hurt, until he got healthy. I mean, that's how it looked half the time in terms of him launching his shots. I'm not judging Zion by that. What I was looking for was his activity, his movement without the ball, how healthy he looked and all that stuff. I don't have any questions about his game. I totally believe this guy is going to be great. But when they said he was ready to go, because if you remember, the initial prognosis of his injury was that he was going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. So if this were 6 weeks or 8 weeks, right, and I don't know exactly how much time has he been out now, but what I'm saying is that it was significantly longer than we had originally expected and anticipated. So in light of that, had he come back 6 to 8 weeks and he looked like that, that would have been different. Because he's been out so long, totaling over 40 games, my mindset was this brother, in terms of health-wise, he's 100%. So I'm not looking for, whether he's going to make a set shot. I'm looking at his activity, how he's moving without the ball, how healthy he looks, the spring in his step, which I saw from moment to moment.
Yeah,
those are the kind of things I was looking for. I was in no way, Jay. I was in no way judging his game because everything that I saw last night outside of the 4 3-pointers, give him credit for that. I mean, I'm just looking for the activity to see how healthy he is. That's all I was looking for. There was nothing about his game that I was concerned about. What's wrong with that?
Sometimes you really frustrate me.
Oh, well, so welcome to First Take. Welcome to First Take.
The man's missed 3.5 to 4 months of playing basketball.
Right.
Playing basketball, Stephen A. Basketball,
basketball shapes something different.
Oh my! It's
not
one
just
of the hardest things to get back. It's up and down constantly. You run over 3.5 miles per game for a guy who weighs 285 pounds. 22 points, 7 rebounds in 18 minutes. Per 48 minutes, that's 59 points and 27 rebounds.
No, that's it. You're looking at it all wrong. But I'm looking at the ability to play those minutes, and I'm not saying I expected that.
Who coaches the San Antonio Spurs, Stephen A?
Greg Popovich.
One of the greatest coaches of all time.
Absolutely.
So could you confirm that the scouting report on a guy like Zion Williamson let him play to his weaknesses, right?
Sure.
So one of his weaknesses is shooting. So he's able to knock down shots, which then opens it up for him to drive. By the way, he dunked on DeMar DeRozan, who even though he's at the latter part of his career, is still one of the freakishly most athletic talents we've seen in the league for a while. He grabbed the rebound over a guy who was 7'1". He may not be in midseason form, but look at him as this being his first NBA
Stephen A.,
game.
it sounds like you're
Stephen A.
saying that what you wanted to see was that he's totally physically back from injury. That's fine. Maybe I would agree with you. He has more to go, and Jay's saying not in basketball shape, really. What I'm looking for is how do you adjust to the pro game when they do pack the paint, when they dare you to shoot? Do you rush it? Is the moment too big? Do you look for the open man? He has a high basketball IQ. He's calm under pressure.
But all I'm asking y'all to accept is the fact that this, to me, is not a discussion about his basketball skill. I'm not questioning that.
Okay.
I'm not questioning anything about that. What I'm saying is, at the start of the game last night, Mark Jackson pointed out, he looked a little out of shape, which was predictable. And then he said he looked a little heavy. And to me, he looked a little gimpy. What I'm talking about is looking for him, and from a health perspective, that's all I cared about. I didn't care about anything else because I knew what else I'm not talking about the three-pointers.
I didn't know he'd be that calm under pressure from three.
I did. Let me tell you. I didn't say from three. I'm talking about in terms of his willingness to attack. I'm looking at a guy that, for example, he went out. He came back when he was at Duke. You're talking about going for a national championship when he went against Central Florida, when he showed up in the Elite Eight as well, etc. I'm looking at this guy, and I don't have any questions about his composure. I wasn't worried about that. I'm looking at him from a health standpoint, his ability to move without the basketball, his activity, and I know that's going to come. All I'm saying is that's what I was looking for. That's all I was looking for.
At times, I think he moved a little bit gingerly. By the way, Zion. He always runs like that, though, Stephen A. That's the way Zion is. I mean, he's just a little bit heavier up top.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.